This man have took the image of a white legend and said he created this. He didn't create it. He went to the Bible and took it out and is trying to steal the creation of God and make it look as if Marvel Comics made this image with the wings coming to face, wings coming to feet, and the two wings in the middle he flew with. Go to Isaiah chapter 6. The reason I'm saying this because God sent Moses back. I'm living by the spirit of Moses. He sent the angel Daniel back. These were the two witnesses spoken of in Exodus that God called cherubim. They are the Jehovah's Witness. Now, the reason I say that, you can speak to a Jehovah's Witness, he'll run, pretending that this is not true. But you go and research the Bible, and you'll see these are the same images where he went and tried to steal the grace of his God to make money with. Yes, you know, there was a guy that used to work with me on the railroad. He said, Curly, he said cell phone. He said camera phone. He said Dick Tracy uh used to wear shortwave radio on his arm, showing the image. And all of these things is dark matter. Like the space shuttle. The space shuttle is a magnificent masterpiece. Spoken of in Isaiah the prophet. They had to go so far out in space, so they had to have a service station to refuel. But they had to have a place inside this thing for men to get on board. And for that man to get on board, he had to create this thing called ark because it needs so much horsepower to take it out into outer space. What he had to create solid fuel boost rockets to carry a fuel tank. So if you consider the fact, all the equivalents to take this vehicle out into outer space, they had to create and design something they call ox power. This ox power had to deliver the space shuttle, the booster rocket, two booster rockets, and the fuel tank. It goes so high, it goes up to the threshold. In the Middle East, I ain't never seen a space shuttle go where? It go up to the threshold. These were discovered in biblical times. So what he told us, the vehicle was like an eagle. It would take this vehicle so far out into outer space and come back and land. It would dominate the earth over a sparrow. Sparrow goes so far. And he come back and land upon the earth. Because everything made of the earth needs the food of the earth. Excuse me. To survive. It don't matter how high that space shall fly. Excuse me. It needed, excuse me, I gotta drink that some water, okay? the wheel to come back in land because it had to take the space station, take an environment up there. That it may return up on the earth. Now, that's the reason at the last of the space shuttle, it's called an eagle. Then you know that it can soar higher than any bird, but when the men come down to get food, they got to come back to the earth. Send them out. They got to come back down to earth. That's the reason it's called eagle, that you know that this vehicle dominates the sparrow. Well, at the time this prophecy was written, spoken of by various prophets, if you look at the vocabulary spoke by God, she spoke it in 6 days, and he had to wait of the time for the men and the prophets to rise. But it was all spoke in 6 days of God. Now, as they go into outer space, God described in the formality of the beginning and end. He spoke concerning the wheels that made up the infrastructure of the earth. He spoke concerning the infrastructure of the wagon wheel and the wheels that this vehicle would need as it returned back upon the face of the earth. Excuse me, I'm eating my candy. You just have to forgive me. Now, in doing so, he spoke concerning the time near the end. And this vehicle that we see, the eagle, had wheels in the middle of a wheel. He had went up, fast as lightning, and it came down. Speaking of the tremendous weight that this thing had, he said it had feet like cat feet, letting you know this vehicle, when it returned, it had a tremendous amount of weight on it. That came the law. Wheels in the middle of the wheel. Excuse me. At the time this prophecy was given, excuse me, there was no wheel in the middle of the wheel. It was something like wagon wheel. If this vehicle had went up and came down on these wheels, it would crash landed. But he, God himself, spoke in time of at the time nearing the return of Jesus Christ, this vehicle going to be manufactured and created with a synthetic rubber wheel on the outside and an aluminum wheel on the inside. Wheel in the middle of the wheel that both onto steel. When God spoke of these things, he let us know at the time this space shuttle would be created, there are going to be tribulations upon this earth, where there's going to be massive starvation, and Jesus Christ is coming back. I'm going to get through this. Excuse me. I'm eating my candy. I'm going to speak the truth. Because I want you to understand it. Don't make no mistake about it. This is no joke.